Hi, everyone. My name is Meredith, and I'd like to welcome you to the Keep It Pro training call brought to you by Networking Wisdom each and every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific for the past 8.5 years. This call is brought to you free of charge every week with the intention to teach you specific skills and faith-based principles to get you to the top of where you want to go and how to stay there. It is based on the philosophy that what we make happen for others, God will make happen for us. The host and creator of this call is Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Romacio is an internationally recognized mentor, trainer, and entrepreneur. Although Romacio had extreme success in network marketing, doing over $2 billion in sales with a distribution team of over 750,000 people worldwide, 4 years ago, he decided to shift gears into the world of international commodities, trade, and finance. Having jumped into this unknown territory, Romacio turned to God for guidance more than ever, dedicating many hours to reading and listening to the Word of God. Over the last several years, he has gone through many ups and downs as he has had to navigate and learn a new trade. As he kept his faith and belief strong, miracles began to take place, helping him through his trials and tribulations. The Word held him steadfast, allowing him to come out on top once again. Having said that, one of his true loves is to teach the Word of God in a simplistic way, always drawing down from his own personal experiences. Every call is unique, and he is led by God when deciding on the topic of each week. God told him to start this call 8.5 years ago, and because Romacio has been so obedient, God continues to use him as a vessel to teach his Word. I recommend that you go somewhere quiet where you can focus on this call, because I know what you're about to hear today will be profound. Without further ado, let me get out of the way and introduce your marketplace minister, Mr. Romacio Fulcher.
Meredith, thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All righty. Thank you once again for stepping up and being our gracious host as you always do. I want to welcome every single one of you back again for another edition of the Sunday Keep It Pro training call. Listen, I would be remiss if I didn't say hello to the newcomers that we're facing every single week that join the platform. We've been doing this platform, guys, for over 8.5 years. Every single Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on this same line, okay? There are two specific things that you can look forward to from participating on this particular conference bridge. Number one, we teach you the specific skills that you need to get yourself to the very top of whatever business, job, small business, medium, or large that you may be promoting. Let me repeat myself just so that we're clear. We teach you the specific skills that you need to get yourself to the very top. Notice I did not say I'm a general practitioner. I'm a surgeon. We're going to teach you the specific skills that you need to get you to the top and keep you on top. If that resonates with your spirit, I'll meet you here on Sundays at 4 o'clock Pacific. The second thing that we teach every single Sunday is we teach faith-based principles. I want you to write that down, particularly if you are a new person. Faith-based principles. I didn't say faith-based opinions. I didn't say faith-based preaching. I didn't say this or that. I said what? We teach faith-based principles. Principles. Write it down. Many of you that listen to what we're listening to these calls, you still haven't figured out you haven't figured out how to climb that mountain of success with assurance. No, let me say it again. I didn't make a mistake. I didn't stammer, and nor did I stutter. And I'm talking directly to you. That's right, you. We teach faith-based principles. A lot of times when you are an entrepreneur on a job or just flat out trying to figure out your life, I am not a guru, okay? Get that out your mind. I'm no guru. I'm a young man, 46 years young of age, that knows his purpose, knows his mission, and I'm willing to die for it. And it's hard. When you know your purpose in life and know who you are and what you're meant to do, it's hard. Did you write that down? It's not easy. It's easy to go along with the crowd. It's easy to say, everybody says, I'll have a ham sandwich, and you say, oh, I'll have one too. That's very easy to go along with the tide or go along with the crowd. It's very hard when you know that you are set apart. When you finally have come to the place of understanding in your own life, regardless of age, regardless of race, regardless of gender, regardless of politics, but when you finally come to the place, this is who I am. This is my purpose in life. It's a beautiful moment when you have that moment of clarity within yourself. But it also, at the same time as it's a beautiful moment, equally, it's hard. Because now you can't be like everybody else. And while everybody else is doing this or that, and you sitting there going, man, that looks cool, and I want to do some of that too. And because, you have free will, you could do whatever you want to do, but some things just won't set right with you. Some things just won't set right with you. Let me repeat myself. When you know who you are and you know your purpose and you've accepted it, it's not enough to know your purpose. It doesn't count, nor does it start until you accept it. When you accept your purpose, that's when it all begins. I once upon a time heard a billionaire named Oprah Winfrey say, there's 2 dates that are the most important dates of your entire life. One is the date when you are officially born into the world. But the second date is actually more important than the first. It's the date when you finally discover who you are. That's the day that matters. Listen, I'm talking to all my young people out there. If you're a young person, boy, girl, man or woman, domestic or international, I don't care about your race. I don't care about your gender. I don't care about your spiritual preferences. I don't care about that. There's one thing I want to say to all young folks. You are truly the future. Truly, number one. Number two, the number one thing you should be asking for, you should be searching for. I'm talking about more than a man, more than a woman, more than a job, and more than money. It's what's my purpose, God? What is my purpose in this life? What do you have for me? I don't care about, God, what you have for them. I'm not concerned about them. But God, you're a perfect God. You make no mistakes. Yeah, my mama and daddy, they were doing it in the back of a cab. That's what they told me, and there I was conceived. But even though they was in the back of the cab getting it on, God, you're a perfect God. That's no accident. You knew that they was going to be in the back of a cab getting busy. But God, here I am. You said that you created me in part to communicate with me so that I could do mighty things in the world. That was the purpose of why God created man. So I ask you, what is my purpose? Listen, I ain't got no problem with a job. I've had one or two. Ain't nothing wrong with a job. Ain't nothing wrong with a job. It's temporary. There is something wrong with a job when you make it permanent. There is something wrong with a job when you make it permanent. So the theme of today's call, guys, is we told you at the beginning of January 2024 that this is the year of intentional faith and healthy habits. If you are just joining with us as a first or second time listener, I want to encourage you to go to my YouTube channel. It's Romacio Fulcher on YouTube and re-listen. We got 8 years of free calls. We don't want anything from you. There's one major principle that we live by. It's biblical. We believe what we make happen for you, God will make it happen for us. Would you say that with me? Would you say that with me? Let's say it together. What I make happen for others, God will turn right back around and make it happen for me. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're saying, make what happen? Oh, here we go. Let's dive in. Let's eat. I know what you're saying. Make what happen? What am I supposed to make happen for others? I'm just a salesman. I just do hair, or I'm just an accountant, or I'm just a college student, or I'm just a babysitter. Well, what is this man talking about on this Sunday call that I'm supposed to make it happen? See, there it is again. See, the job that you have right now does not define who you are. That's just what you're doing right now. Come on, man. Let me say it again. Did you hear that? The job that you have right now does not define who you are. That's just what you're doing temporarily. So one of the things you cannot allow to happen to you is to mistake your job for who you are. If you look in the Bible and you look at various different prophets, you'll see that they were very skilled at many different things. One minute you could be doing this, another minute you could be doing that. One of my favorite prophets is look at the prophet Paul. He did a whole bunch of different things. So never mistake purpose of who you really are. Never mistake purpose for what you're doing temporarily. Again, I repeat myself. The number one thing you should be screaming, searching, looking for, day after day after day after day after day, even while you're on a date, even while you're having good times and at the party of life, and you're hanging out with your friends and traveling the world and doing the things you love to do, you should always, always, always be looking for, what is my purpose? Oh, let me tell you why we're talking about this today. We're talking about this because now we are in December, and we told you this would be the December to remember. Oh, yeah, that's what we told you. This is the December to remember. For the last 11 months, we've been believing. We've chosen, as a unit, we've chosen to be intentional with our faith. Now, remember, if you can see it, that's not faith. Hello, write it down, exclamation point. If you can see it with your natural eye, it's not faith. When you have real faith, you can't see it, but you're believing for it. You're planning for it. You're hoping for it. You're praying for it. You're preparing yourself for it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about big things. We're talking about big things. We're talking about big things. This is the year 2024 of intentional faith backed by healthy habits. And here we are, we're in the last month of the year, and we told you this is the December to remember. And the theme of today's call is, I am chosen for this. I am chosen for this. Oh, boy, this is a message right here. This one here is for the ages. There is nothing more powerful than a man or a woman, a boy or a girl, who walks with their head up, their shoulders back, and they know without a shadow of a doubt, I'm chosen for this. Oh, there's something sexy about a man that walks in the room that knows. No, ladies. You know how the ladies back in some of the older ladies. There used to be an old adage where they used to say, "Oh, we love a man in uniform." Man, forget all that, man. I'm a Renaissance man. This is a new era. Forget the uniform. Now, look, I ain't got nothing against police officers, firemen, and the Navy and Army and all that type of stuff. I ain't got nothing against the uniform. But miss me with the whole the costume. Forget the uniform. I'm talking real confidence. There ain't nothing more beautiful, more sexy. There's nothing that when a man, young man, old man, doesn't matter who he is, walks in with his head up, his shoulders back. And he just has, not an arrogance, but he has a confidence deep inside where he's accepted who he is. Perhaps he might be a carpenter. Perhaps he might be a car salesman. Perhaps he might be a flooring contractor. Perhaps he might be an attorney. Perhaps he might be a garbage man. Oh, let me talk about a garbage man. See, some of you might laugh, but I know a garbage man that was set apart. His name was Sam Fortune, my grandfather. Oh, he was confident. He walked in the room, a little bit taller than me, about 6'2", dark and handsome is what my grandmother said, right? He walked in the room, shoulders back, head up. He was a man set apart from boys. He was a cut above the rest. He was not a wealthy man by monetary means whatsoever, but he was a man that knew who he was. In other words, he wasn't competing with the streets. He wasn't competing with his compadres. He had accepted the call, the purpose on his life. I remember, I'll never forget, we were standing in the driveway of my grandfather and grandmother's home, and he they call me Masi. He said, Masi, I'm not a man that has much, but the little that I do have, I'll never forget what he said. He said, I serve a God that can take a little and turn it into a lot. He said, I'm not a man that has much, but with the little that I do have, I serve a God that can take a little and turn it into a lot. And my grandfather, I'm talking about a man of purpose. You see that? We're not talking about the latest Ferrari or Lamborghini, although I've got nothing against those things. But there's nothing more appealing. There's nothing more confident than a man or a woman who has truly come to the point in their life when they've accepted their own purpose. Listen, I want you to listen very, very keenly, guys. I remember when I was a younger man, I used to want to be a basketball player, professional basketball player. I wanted to be like Michael Jordan. That's what I really wanted. Because I just thought that's where the fame, the fortune, I wanted that. And then when I used to play basketball, I used to stick my tongue out. I used to try and wear my socks like Michael Jordan. Couldn't afford to buy the shoes back then. But I tried as hard as I could to emulate someone that I wanted to be. And I wasted a lot of energy, to be frank with you, trying to be something that I wasn't meant to be. But let me tell you about a special day. I don't want to bore you to death on today's call, but let's fast forward. There was a time in my life I'll never forget where I came face to face with my destiny. I came face to face with the moment in time where I knew this is who I am. This is my purpose. This is what I'm meant to do. At that time, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't know if it would be successful or not. I had no guarantee that just because I accepted me, that all of a sudden I was going to be rich and wealthy. I didn't know all that. And when you truly accept your purpose, you don't accept it conditionally. Well, I'll accept this purpose as long as you bless me and make me wealthy. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. But I can tell you how to speed track your way to riches and wealth. The sooner you accept who you are, the sooner you accept your purpose in life. And I'm talking to the men and the women, the boys and the girls out there. The sooner you accept your purpose in life, oh, baby, it's on. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. The moment you accept your purpose, you see, because let me share with you what that feels like when you accept your purpose. You walk in the room and some people may not understand you. They can't quite figure you out. We all are human beings and we have a tendency, we want to judge people. We say we don't, but it's natural to judge. We judge people in our mind and we try and say, okay, well, I'm trying to figure her out and she's kind of like this or he's kind of like that. And so sometimes, people just can't quite figure you out. And so they may be a little reserved initially because they don't quite understand your energy, your bravado, the way you come across. Yes, you're nice, you're kind, but why is she so reserved? I don't understand. He's something about him is just weird. Don't be surprised. People will call you weird. They will think that something's wrong with you. But I'm here to tell you today, there's nothing wrong with you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made according to God. There's no mistakes about you. The problem is you haven't accepted it. You have not accepted you. And when you haven't accepted you, then guess what? The world won't accept you either. Oh, listen to me. The moment you accept you, I'm talking about all of you. No, listen. The moment you accept you, for example, me, I'm a very passionate person. Some people call me loud. To me and my family, I'm just normal because my whole family, I guess, is loud, I guess, if you compare it to other families. But I wouldn't know because I was so busy being a part of my family, so I don't know what the dial tone is of the next family. I don't know. But I've heard people tell me I'm loud. Okay, well, I like me. I'm loving, I'm kind, I'm strong, I'm funny, I'm smart, I'm hardworking. I like me. And if I just happen to be a loud person, according to you, you might not like loud people. Well, that's okay. You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to your feelings. But that has nothing to do with me accepting me. Let me break it down to you like this. You know, they got a Honda. They've got an Acura. They've got a Mercedes, a BMW, a Chevy, a Mitsubishi, a Porsche, and a Ferrari. Do you notice they all look different? They all look different. They all, have different features and benefits. But they all are successful. They're all successful. You know why Honda is successful? Because they've accepted we are Honda. Do you know why Porsche is successful? Because they've accepted we are a Porsche. Do you know why BMW is successful? Because they've accepted we are BMW. Do you know why you're going to be successful? The moment you accept your purpose. I'm here to tell you again and again and again, you were chosen for this. That is the theme of today's call. Speaking of being chosen, it sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Oh, I'm chosen for this. I was chosen for this. I'm the chosen one. It sounds really good to say that you're chosen. But see, when you're chosen, it comes with responsibilities. Oh, it comes with darkness, dark times. It comes with trials and tribulation, headache and pain. When you're chosen, you're going to pay a dear price. And I've got some great news for all of you listeners today. I hope you're ready for this. I want to talk to you really quickly about being chosen. I want to tell you something that you'll never forget. It's a beautiful thing to be chosen. It's a beautiful thing, but it's a hard road ahead when you're chosen. You see, when you're chosen, you're going to go through lots of darkness and dark times. Let me define darkness in the context that I'm referring. You're going to be unsure. Sometimes you may be insecure. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to get mad sometimes. People are going to walk over you. You're going to get hurt. You're going to be misunderstood. A lot of things are going to happen to you. And sometimes you're going to feel forgotten about because you're just not like everybody else. And when you're in your younger years, it's not going to make sense to you because we live in this world where we all want to be socially accepted, right? Specifically when you're young, tender, sensitive, right? And it's at those times that it won't make sense to you. How come I can't just be like them? Why do I have this extra roll of fat on me, but he doesn't? How come when we're in the locker room, he looks a little different than me? I don't understand. How come I talk different? How come when I get in a room with other people that are a different ethnicity and different color than me, how come I just feel awkward? I don't feel right. Or I talk about fried chicken and they laugh at me. I talk about this and they don't understand. I just feel different. Oh, listen. When you're chosen, there's a hard road ahead. It's a hard road ahead. But listen to me and never forget this part. All great treasures are found in the dark. Write that down. We're going to say it 2 more times. All great treasures are found in the dark. This is not a motivational call. This is a coaching call. I want you to keep this with you on your journey throughout life, absolutely free. All great treasures are found in the dark. Oh, let me take you a little bit deeper. Where do they find diamonds at? Deep in the dark. Where do they find rubies at? Deep in the dark. Where do they find minerals at? Deep in the dark. Listen to me. All great treasures are found deep in the dark. Oh, if you want me to go spiritual on you, here we go. In the beginning, this is what the Bible says. In the beginning, there was darkness, and God said, "Let there be." And there it was. In the beginning, there was darkness. And God spoke. And then came forth light. All great treasures come from the dark. I know you're scratching your head saying, but Romacio, how does this pertain to me? Listen, are you going through dark times right now? Maybe perhaps with a health issue that you might have. Maybe you might have a relationship issue that just feels so dark, so dark. Maybe you might be going through a parenting issue where you got some wayward children. You just feel dark, right? Maybe you might be going through a purpose issue where you just feel forgotten about and you just kind of feel in a dark place. Maybe you were on a straight and narrow path, but you took a wrong turn, got caught up with the wrong spirit, got caught up with the wrong crowd, got caught up with the wrong things. And now all of a sudden what used to seem bright, all of a sudden you feel just a little dark. Maybe you might have financial troubles right now, been on a job, been in a business, not really seeing the progress that you intended to see, and you just are beginning to question many, many things, and all of a sudden you just feel dark. Oh, I got a good word for you today. What did I say? All treasures are found in the dark. Now see, when you don't live a life of purpose and you don't have a relationship with God, when you don't have that, you won't have any meaning, let me say that again. Let me say that carefully. When you don't have a relationship with Christ, then you won't have any sufficient meaning to understand your dark times and dark days. It won't make sense to you. You won't have a reference point that you can go back to and understand, oh, this is a part of my greatness, this dark stuff that I'm going through. Write this down. The lowest point is between two high points. The lowest point is between two high points. The lowest part of the valley is between two high points. So in other words, if you're in a low place now, but you don't give up and you keep going, in just a little while, you're going to be back on top again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before you say, oh, he's such a good preacher, no. Stop it. Cool it off. Chill out. No, I don't believe in this preach. No, I'm living this stuff. I'm qualified to talk to you. I'm certified to tell you what I'm telling you. I know, not because I read it in little Johnny's book. No, not because I went to some school and this is what they said in the classroom. No, the school of life has taught me this. So I know what I'm talking about. And that's why I'm up here giving you free game for free. Because I live by a principle that if I make it happen for you, God is going to turn around and make it happen for me. See, we all need each other. Here's a free call. We don't want anything from you, but we just coming to remind you of your greatness. We're coming to remind you that you need to accept you. That's what we're coming to do. That's part of my purpose. I've accepted it a long time ago. I don't care if there's 1 million people listening or if there's just one. Whoever's on the call, this call was meant for you. You see, when you accept your purpose, now all of a sudden, God is obligated to bless you. Oh, you better write it down. When you accept your purpose, even if your girlfriend or your husband or your neighbors laugh at you, oh, he's a painter. Oh, yeah, he's just a little painter. Oh, that guy, he does these calls and he's real positive. I call him, he's the positive neighbor in the neighborhood. Oh, what you got for us today, Romacio? Another positive message? You see? But listen, I ain't got time for haters. I love haters because that's what haters are supposed to do. They're supposed to hate. So I love anybody that does their job. Did you catch that? Write that down. Write that down. Write that down. I love anybody who does their job. That's the people I like. If you're a hater, I like it. Good. You're doing your job, baby. Don't stop working. I'm a winner. So I'm going to do my job. I'm going to keep winning. That's a fact. You can count on that. You can take it to the bank 7 days a week, and I guarantee you that check will cash. I'm a winner. Winners always find a way to win, period. Don't matter where you put me. It don't matter. See, but what I'm trying to shed light on to today is you're not just winning when you get a new Mercedes-Benz. You're not just winning when you get the fragrance or the new cologne or the woman of your dreams or the house you've been dreaming for. That's no. That's just a little sauce. That's just a little sauce. I'm talking to the man or the woman today. You're winning when you accept this is who I am. My journey, baby girl, is going to be different. If you a young man out there or any man and you single or whatnot, let me tell you something, man. You need to accept who you are. And any woman that you date, and I don't give a dang what country she live in, I don't care what language she speaks, I don't care how fine she is, that woman needs to submit to your purpose. Part of a woman's existence is to help you fulfill your God-given purpose. Let me say it again. I didn't stutter, and I don't mind you sending me a bunch of email messages. I ain't going to change not 1 ounce of what I said. Let me say it again. Part of a woman's existence, I said part, I didn't say all, is to help a man fulfill his God-given purpose. Now listen, men, if you don't know your purpose, a woman can't help a parked car. She can't help you if you don't know your purpose. It's your responsibility to know your purpose, why God created you, what you're supposed to do in this earth. That's your job, Frank. That's your job. So listen, the moment you accept your purpose, she ain't got no choice but to fall in line or get off the ship. That's how it works. She ain't got no choice. Now, look, there's nobody degrading women, so don't get all sensitive. I'm talking to men right now. All men, young, middle-aged, and old. It's a purpose thing, baby. You have got to know your purpose above all things. Well, how come we can't go to dinner tonight? Because I'm working on my purpose. Well, how come you always so busy? Well, baby, that's the way God planned it for me. This is the way it's going to be because I know my purpose. And when I know my purpose, you may not understand it. It may not coincide with what your purpose is, ma'am, but I know my purpose. And when I know my purpose and why I was sent and what I'm supposed to do, there is a sacrifice that I have to pay. There's a price I have to pay for the oil that's going to flow and bless other people. There's a price I have to pay. I don't expect you to understand it because it's not your price. Woo! Somebody got me fired up here. I told you this is going to be the December to remember. I told you that. There's nothing more comfortable, more confident, more attractive than when somebody knows their purpose. I'm not looking for fanfare. I'm not looking for the crowd. Matter of fact, the crowd is behind me because I'm in front leading them. I'm not trying to compete with Frank and Freddie and Tommy and Mike. I'm not trying to have the biggest muscles. I'm not trying to have the biggest tools. I'm not trying to have the biggest bank account. I'm just trying to follow my purpose. The Bible tells me that I was created to take dominion. What's that mean? It means dominate. Write it down. Write it down so you got it. You're supposed to dominate. That's what you're supposed to do. Whatever you're meant to do, if you're an assistant, dominate. You're in school, dominate. I don't care what you're doing. If you're doing drugs, if that's what you're doing, dominate. Whatever you're doing, you're meant to dominate. You got to fall in line with your purpose, guys. This message right here is very simple, but it's extremely profound. This message right here is the core, is the foundation of all gigantic success that you want in your life. This message right here deserves and requires you to listen to it at least 3 times after we get off this call. Now, I realize that as I just told you to listen to it 3 times after the call, I'm very sure that less than 5% of you are going to do it. But the 5% of you that will do it and that do it, you're going to hear something different each time you listen to this message. It's going to ignite something in you because I know what comes from the heart always goes to the heart. And I know that there's something unique about truth. When somebody is speaking truth and they don't want nothing in return from me, in other words, there won't be no credit card at the end. Oh, for $9.99, if you just do this, we can. No, we don't do that. We've never done that for 8.5 years, and nor will we ever do it. This call will always be free. Did you hear me? this call will always be free. It's about giving. You can't outgive the giver. It's a principle. I told you we teach principle. So I'm telling you guys that for those of you that really want to understand what does it take to have the woman of my dreams, the man of my dreams, what does it take? Some of you, some of you have not fallen in love with you. I know. It took me a long time to fall in love with me. It took me a long time. Long time. Some of you have not fallen in love with you. I got a big nose. I used to wish it was smaller. It's one of my little sensitivities. If you ever see me a lot, if you ever watch me, I'm always grabbing my nose. Why? Because when I look in the mirror, I love me, but dang, I always say, boy, that's one hell of a nostril. I always say that. Man, boy, you got some serious nostrils on you, boy. Woo! If anybody needs help breathing, I got some extra nose for you if you need it, right? You see, I used to really, really make fun of me so much. But then one day I finally just accepted this is me. This is your boy. I'm him. This is who he is. I accepted myself. It took me a long time. Listen to me. It don't have to take you as long. It took me a long time to fall in love with me. Listen carefully because we're about to end here in about 5 minutes. When I say fall in love with me, let me explain what I mean. I'm not perfect. I'm always trying to make progress, and I'm always trying to get better. But I no longer feel bad because I don't do things your way. I hope you're listening to me. I hope you get it. I hope you really get it. I don't feel bad. I don't feel like, oh, my God, something's wrong with me because I don't think like them. I don't speak like them. They do. No. When you've accepted your purpose and you know what your purpose is and you're meant to lead, I just get to step in, baby. I'm a leader. I don't follow them. They follow me. I don't follow them. They follow me. Leaders walk differently. Leaders think differently. Leaders change the world. Leaders make more mistakes than anybody. Leaders are the most persecuted people in life. Leaders. Oh, there's something different about a leader. Yeah, they get all the benefits of being a leader. Oh, but forget the benefits. What about the hell you got to go through to be a leader? Anybody know about that? What about the hell you got to suffer when you're a leader? Oh, yeah. So what I'm saying to you is the moment I fell in love with me, the world had no choice to accept me because they saw he loves himself. He likes himself. He's comfortable in his own skin. So if he's comfortable, I guess I better fall in line and be comfortable with him. Now, girl, let me tell you, he's a bit different. Let me warn you, Paul. This meeting is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to because Mr. Fulcher's running it, and he just does things, I must say, Paul, I've never seen a meeting go the way his meetings go. Oh, but Paul, they do go. Oh, the meetings are quite amazing, but they're very different. His style is one I've never seen before. Paul, I can't say that I've ever seen a style like this before. It's just a bit different. I'm fine with that. You know why I'm fine with that? Because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. All your significance lies in difference. Write it down. All of your significance lies in your difference. You will be rewarded handsomely because of the difference in you, not the sameness. Oh, see, you're going to need to meditate on that. You will be rewarded handsomely because of the difference in you, not what is the same. Have you ever gone to a job interview and they say, why should we hire you? What's different about you? Why should we give you the position? Why should we give you the promotion? Oh, because I'm just like everybody else. Oh, get out of my office. Get out of here. Get out of my office. Well, you should marry me. Why should I marry you? Oh, because I'm just an around the way girl. I'm just I'm just like everybody else. Okay. Next, why should she marry you? Oh, well, I'm just a basic man. I'm just blah 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 blah, and that's just I'm just like everybody else. Next. Yes, this call is about purpose. Yes, this call is about you accepting who you are and what you are, your purpose. And yes, I am aware that as I speak this call in December, there are a majority of people that will listen to it that do not know their purpose. And my hope is that they will re-listen to this call again and again and again and realize the most significant thing that I said on this call is for you to fall to your knees, look up and say, Lord, tell me, what is my purpose in life? You make no mistakes. You make no mistakes. You make absolutely no mistakes. Show me, reveal to me, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? And I promise you, the Bible tells us, when you seek, you will find. When you knock, the door will open. God is a very merciful God. He loves you. He's with you even when you're not with him. And for you to look up and say, Lord, would you please remind me of my purpose? God smiles when you ask that question. He smiles when you just want to know that in the infinite of God's wisdom and his power and authority and his sovereignness, that when he allowed you to be born into the world, because God is the beginning, the middle, and the end, he never made a mistake. He loves that when you come to him and you say, Lord, help me understand what is my purpose. Oh, let me tell you why God loves it. Because he loves that moment, because it's a moment of you trusting that he never forgot about you. He has something in store for you. And you, believe it or not, what God wants more than anything, he wants you to chase after him to find what he has for you. And I am jumping up and down. Never forget this day, December 8th, 2024, Romacio Aaron Fulcher. I'm 46 years young. This call will travel all around the world. More people will listen to this call internationally than probably those of you that domestically listen to it. When you find this call, when you stumble over the internet and trip on this free call, I want you to remember, I am jumping up and down. I am cheering you on, because the best day of your life is the day when you discover what your purpose is. When you discover that and you accept it, and you now have been warned that when you accept your purpose, dark times are going to come your way. Oh, absolutely. Dark times are going to come your way. But if you hang on to God's unchanging hand, if you constantly remind God of the promise that he made you, if you stay prayed up, you keep working, and of course there's many other things you need to do as well. But if you keep on keeping on, I promise you, you will discover that all treasures, including you, are found in the dark. That's why in the scripture it says, I used to be lost, meaning in the dark, but now I am found. That's what that means. All treasures come from the dark, baby. Woo! Now look, I dare you to listen to this call 3 times before we get on next Sunday's call. Because each time you listen to it, you're going to get more and more deep in your spirit when you listen to it. It's like a burrito. You can't handle this call in one listen. You just can't. There's too many nuggets. You're going to have to re-listen to it again and again and again. And when you do that, I promise you, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. It's going to hit you. This concept of purpose. But my wish for all of you is to discover your purpose. And once you discover your purpose, it now becomes your responsibility to teach other people how to discover their purpose. As I said in the beginning, we'll end right now. What we make happen for others, God is going to turn right back around according to his principles, and he's going to make it happen for you. All of us are praying for something. All of us are wishing for something. All of us are hoping for something. And anytime you're going to do anything big, I'm talking about things that are bigger than you, you're going to need God's help. You're going to need supernatural favor to flow your way. You're going to need miraculous things to happen to you. And I'm trying to teach you, call by call, how to step into the supernatural. You got to be on purpose, baby. Woo! You got to be on purpose. Supernatural things don't happen by accident. You got to be on purpose. You got to be on purpose. So if you're out there and you're listening and you're courageous, I want you to repeat after me. Today is that I'm going to step in my purpose. Today is the day when I'm going to search high and low for my purpose. The dog has a purpose. The tree has a purpose. The leaves have a purpose. The grass has a purpose. The snake has a purpose. The car has a purpose. The stove has a purpose. The washing machine has a purpose. The vacuum has a purpose. Well, God, tell me, what is my purpose? I demand to know. I demand to know what is my purpose. And I'm telling you, there's nothing more attractive than a man, a woman, boy, or girl that knows their purpose. Woo! Woo! Powerful when you know your purpose, baby. Oh, I can't wait to see you in the circle of life, knowing your purpose. Hey, guys, I'm the California Kid. I want to thank you for listening. We'll see you guys all next Sunday. Goodbye for now, everybody.